Hey everybody, welcome back to Mission Control for a feature-focused video. In this video, we're talking about version 17 and an overview. Version 17 of Titan brings performance and bug fixes. There are a few new feature improvements which we'll be highlighting with videos in the coming weeks. Release notes can be seen at this address here. It'll also be in the description. Here we will cover a shortened list of them. Starting off with some improvements, window performance improvements. Following feedback from users, it was found that opening and closing various windows could cause consoles to slow down. This has been significantly improved, and the opening time of most windows has also been reduced. General performance improvements. Various changes have been made to improve performance. Previously, selection performance could slow down over general usage. This has been improved. The amount of memory the UI uses for queue information has also been reduced. Removing queue restore points from the undo history no longer impacts the UI. Fixed a small memory leak that occurred each time a menu was opened. Reduced DMX output pause when saving large shows. Reduce the impact on console interactions with the channel grid and intensity view windows are open. Updating any tracking queue list when loading shows previous versions also takes up less time, and is performed as part of the loading of the updating queue tracking progress bar. This ensures the console will not run slowly immediately after loading. Merging values in long queues resulting in queues being created is significantly faster. Note if you don't want missing queues to be infilled, you can use the record update. Large synergy pixel maps will run more smoothly without pauses in the output. Fades between queues and queue lists and timeline fades are now smoother. Firing quick palettes no longer impacts responsiveness. Improvements continued. Color picker improvements. The color picker now applies to all color models and the selection regardless of the type of color model or the selection order. So this has to do with RGB, HSI, or CMY. Personality Builder update. The Personality Builder can now import GDTF files. A video will be coming on this. Other improvements for Exchange compatibility. Update personality improvements. Modes can now have a unique ID number, allowing updates to not fail. Continuing on the improvements. Aquilus macro target console option, a video coming on this, allows you to specify which console or macro an Aquilus applies to when fired in a multi-console setup. Convert between hardware trigger and item trigger. There's a video coming on this. You can now convert suitable hardware triggers to associated item and vice versa. Release fade highlight, a video coming in this also. Handles now highlight in yellow during a release fade to indicate they are still affecting the output. Continuing on the improvements. Restore layout zoom level. When editing layouts, the zoom sign handle now restores in line with the current zoom level. Set color values from macros and web API. It is now possible to set color mixing values via the macros and the web API. Additional web API functionality for controlling set lists. It is now possible to get set list information and modified track names via the web API. Configuration option to enable web API on all console types. It is now possible to enable a mode where web API commands can interact directly with the user's UI on all console types. This is previously only available on the D9 and Titan Go. Internal external ports. Ports can now either be internal, built-in, or external. Additionally, for the example, these from the T2 plugged into another console. This makes it possible for ports to be correctly assigned when loading shows. There'll be a video on this. Show console as streaming ACN name or serial number. Titan consoles on streaming ACN now include their serial number or name if set. Failed to import items error message improvement. Import fails for this reason. The error message now includes information on how to resolve this by updating the personality in both files. D9/23 tracking view connect is now possible to use the connect button on the D9 or the D3 console to select a queue list in the tracking view. On the T3 queue button, the queue button on the T3 can now be used in commands, for example, record QQ to merge into the current queue of a connected queue list. Log Viewer Pro update, stability improvements to avoid crash on refresh. Verbose items are highlighted in blue. Device date time changes are shown in the log. Log collector improvements. Log collection is now faster, and 2 days, 7 days, and 1 month buttons have been added to log collector dialog. You use to quickly set a log collection period. Default option is 2 days. Improved D9 DMX board error logging. D9 DMX board error logging has been improved. This comes through updating the firmware after installing version 17. Warn if remote version doesn't match. There's a video coming on this. The remote app will warn if it doesn't match the console version. Remote app, video coming on this also. Prompt when using the remote on Android without Wi-Fi. Media Node installer improvements. The Titan Media Node installer now includes the correct version of CodeMeter, so it is possible to use this without installing Titan. Avolites manual added the uninstall options. The Avolites manual has been added to the list of optional uninstall options. D9 desk lamp color component fade curves. The video coming on this. Improve the fade curves of the D9 desk lamp color components so they fade more smoothly. T2 firmware support for new audio chip. T2 firmware has been updated to support the new audio chip. So you'd update the firmware after installing V17. D9 desk lamp color wheel controls. Video coming on this. They're now separate hue and saturation wheels for the desk lamp in system mode. Now on to some of the changes in version 17. Record group default handle paging. Groups recorded from the record group menu now default to unlocked handle paging. Fixture selection and queue view. Previously, selecting a fixture/group would highlight the legend of any associated fixtures in queue view, and selecting a cell in the queue view would select the associated fixture. That has been changed, so there's no longer a link between the queue view and fixture selection. DMX settings change windows, video coming on this, and DMX settings window, names have been changed to clean up the interface. DMX merge settings window, renamed, video coming on this. The DMX merge settings window is now renamed Network DMX node settings. Playback fixture order menu. The next step and previous stop keys in the playback fixture menu have been renamed to next and previous. Color picker filter names. The color picker filter groups have been renamed, and letter prefixes have been removed from the filter numbers. HUD window removed. The HUD window has been removed from the Open Workspace window menu. It is no longer needed. PC Suite uninstaller labeling. Previously, the required components of the PC Suite installer were labeled as Avolites components. This has been changed to Titan components to help reduce confusion. Line assignment to DMX output. There's now a default port assignment of lines 1 through 8 to ports A through H, and the software will attempt to preserve this when reassigning lines to different consoles or to TMPs. When assigning to a TMP, lines that don't have a port assignment will be allocated on an available slot. List of bug fixes and known issues. Please leave the release notes. There are too many things to list here. Release notes can be found here, and again, that link will be in the description. That's been an overview of version 17. Keep an eye here on the Avolites USA YouTube channel for videos highlighting some of these features. I hope you learned something. Join us on Facebook at Avolites US. Join us here next time. Please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.
Wheel stop.
Roger, wheel stop, Discovery. Welcome back. A great ending to the new beginning.